Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. We discuss 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. Let's get started with our guest today. Our first question: in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Hey guys, I'm Alyze. I was a nurse for 12 years, a hospice nurse, and by accident, I got into financial technology.
Wow, that's an interesting transition.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, hospice nurse. I was hit by a semi truck, sustained multiple spinal injuries, have a metal clavicle, was an early investor in Bitcoin over here, and took out my nursing retirement, went all in, asked for industry leaders, expert advice on what to do within this technology, and I studied it for 6 years now. And it's been my life. Bitcoin saved my life.
Wow. Way to transition after that terrible tragedy. Good for you.
Yeah, it's not really a tragedy if it makes all your dreams come true now, is it?
That's a good point. That's a good point. At that moment, it might have been a challenge, but look how you've rebounded from that. That's fantastic.
I'm telling you, it's not a good thing to break your neck or your back. So I don't advise that. I don't advise it.
Well, let's all try to take that advice. That's a good piece of advice.
But if you take one thing away from me, do not get hit by a commercial semi truck.
Fair enough. Question number 2. What's the best thing about working with a team?
Oh man, you're always inspired. That's it. You're always inspired.
Mhm. I like that. That's a good That's a kind of a new perspective on teams, is having some inspiration on a regular and consistent basis. I like that. Question number 3. I hear from other leaders of teams that it can be a challenge to get team members engaged. Tell me your thoughts.
Oh, it absolutely can, but it's not hard to do if you can spend a little bit of time on each individual. And that's where I have found success in the people that I've worked with, my partners, my colleagues, and my employees as well. A lot of times, if you have somebody that's inactive, it's because they're hurting somewhere else in their life potentially, and you need to reach out and find out why they're failing, and the failure might be on you as well. So make sure you ask them what you're not providing to them and why they're not inspired to go along with your vision and goals.
That's a great concept, that there's usually a pain point somewhere outside of work that we're not always aware of. So that's a great insight. Thank you for sharing that.
You.
Question number 4. What other piece of advice do you have for leaders of teams?
Besides, don't get hit by a semi. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
you know, be patient. Be very, very patient. And just, you need to stop and make sure everybody is taken care of and supported. I think that that's huge. And when we get caught up in our goals and our roadmaps and our deadlines, we don't take that extra time, but then we suffer as leaders because we don't have the support we need.
Hmm.
So have patience and ask for help as well.
Wow, patience. That's a great piece of advice. I'm not sure that I've heard that one yet. We'll have to go back through the archives, but that's always a good reminder, if nothing else, but to learn to be patient. Great advice. Thank you. Question number 5. What other successful leaders of teams would you like to recognize that have had a positive influence in your life?
Well, I don't mean to say my own, but it does. I'll have to get a little personal, to be honest with you. I did. I was hit by a semi truck, and I lost my life. I missed my patients. I missed what I did for a living. I sat with the dead and the dying, and brought comfort to people for a living. And I got paid to do that. That's a dream come true. So when that was taken away, I had to completely alter what I was doing, like overall. And the team that I have at GiveNation, was very empathetic because I had to learn so much, because it was out of my expertise for 12 years. I was in medical, and then I was just a nerd in tech in high school and college, and I had to revert back to that after my entire life in medical. And my team has just been, like I said, empathetic, patient, and beautiful, because if I didn't have an answer, they allowed me to go get it. And I think it made me a more powerful leader because they were also leaders as well.
That is such a great perspective of being able to, not just as your earlier comments about a leader of a team, but also your story just now about being part of a team and how they rallied around you at a moment of difficulty. So that's a great story. Last question. Tell us about your first job.
Oh, oh, you're gonna like that. It was great because I'm a little bit of a tomboy. It takes the designer to Nadine West and me clothes monthly to dress like a girl. And my first job was I worked at a canteen at a movie theater and wore a tuxedo and went around and cleaned vomit off of the floors when kids would watch movies. And I think I had popcorn coming out my ears and all sorts of orifices for the next 3 years. I was 15 years old and worked at the Warren Theaters in Wichita, Kansas.
So do you absolutely hate going to the movies now because of that?
I don't hate much, but let's just say I don't watch TV at all. I don't watch movies at all. So I don't know if it ruined it for me or I just found a different hobby, but either way, I haven't spent much time there.
Well, that's certainly understandable. So, Sam, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. How can people find you?
I am very easy to find. I'm at Alyze Sam on everything. That's ALYZESAM. You can find me over at GiveNation.world. We are a charity ecosystem and nonprofit for children. We reward for learning and altruism. So I would absolutely love to touch base with you all and talk to you about your teams and support your business and hope that you would consider supporting ours. So thank you so much for letting me come on. You are just a ray of sunshine, and I just really appreciate you and your audience.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a joy to have you on. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, you can go to teamengagementpodcast.com. Again, that's teamengagementpodcast.com. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day.
Thank you.